Hello, welcome to English Building Blocks. Today we're going to talk about the different uses of the present continuous. Later on we're going to compare those uses to the ones of the present simple. Now remember, if you like these videos and you learn something, please click the like button and subscribe. Thank you very much, I appreciate it. Now, let's get started. So, the uses of the continuous tense. Let's have a look. The main use, the most important use of the continuous tense is to express an ongoing action. Now, what does that mean? Well, there are three conditions to have an ongoing action. Firstly, we need to use an action verb. Secondly, the action is already started. And lastly, the action hasn't finished yet. Okay, some examples. We're having English class. Now, having English class, this is definitely an action. Okay, the action has started and it is not finished yet. So we use the present continuous. We're having English class. Second example, the sun's shining. Now the verb to shine, definitely an action verb. Okay, now this action has already begun, yes, but it has not finished yet. So what do? We use the present continuous. The sun's shining. Okay, now let's have a look at the difference between an action verb and a stative verb. Now, what is that difference? It's very easy, really. An action verb means that you're expressing an action, whereas a stative verb means that you're expressing a state. And why is this difference important? Well, basically because when we use an action verb, then possibly we can use a continuous tense. However, if we use a stative verb, then we can not use a continuous tense. Okay? Now, there is a list of stative verbs in the description down below. Okay? Now, some examples. I'm writing the explanation down. Now, the verb to write is an action, so possibly I can use the continuous tense. I'm writing the explanation down. Okay. On the other hand, when I say I understand the explanation, then the verb to understand is a stative verb because it does not express an action. It expresses a state, and therefore we cannot use the continuous tense. Okay. Third example, we're swimming in the swimming pool. Now, the verb to swim, again, this is an action verb, so possibly we can use the continuous tense. We're swimming in the swimming pool. On the other hand, we like to swim in the swimming pool. Well, here we use the verb to like, and that is a stative verb, so we cannot use the continuous tense. Okay? Now, there is also a second use to the present continuous. This is used to express future plans. So we talk about a future, okay? Although we use the present continuous, we talk about a future and we express a plan we have in that future. For example, we're going to the cinema this evening. We're expressing a future plan. We use the present continuous. We're going to the cinema this evening. Second example, they're visiting us next week. They have the plan to visit us in a future next week. So we use the present continuous. They're visiting us next week. We can also use this in negative sentences, expressing a plan we do not have for a future. For example, I'm not flying to London, I'm driving. So we don't have the plan to fly to London, but we prefer to drive there. Okay, so we use the present continuous in negative and in affirmative. I'm not flying to London, I'm driving. We can also ask about future plans and therefore use an interrogative construction. For example, are you playing tennis tomorrow? Okay. Now, if we compare the different uses of the present simple and the present continuous, then we have something like this. The uses of the present simple are to express a situation or a state. For example, I'm angry with Tom, right? Or a frequency. We have class once a week. Once a week is a frequency, so we use the present simple. On the other hand, the uses of the present continuous, as we have already mentioned, are to express an ongoing action. So an action that has started but not finished. For example, I'm watching TV. Or to express a future plan. They're going to Wales next week. Okay, now remember, we cannot use the continuous tense with those stative verbs. Now, thank you for watching. I hope you have learned something, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.